Karl Denke, the 12th of August 1860, the 22nd of December 1924, was a German serial killer and cannibal who killed and cannibalized dozens of homeless vagrants and travelers from 1903-1924. He is often regarded as the forgotten cannibal or the cannibal of Zaibas. Childhood. Denke was born on August 12, 1860 in Münsterberg, Silesia in the Kingdom of Prussia, now Zaibas, Poland, to a family of German farmers. Little is known of Denke's childhood, but it is known that he was often described as a quiet and soft-spoken child who was difficult to raise. At the age of 12, Denke ran away from home. Later years, after graduating from elementary school, Denke became the apprentice of a gardener, and made a life for himself at the age of 25. Denke's father died and his older brother inherited their childhood home, while Denke received a portion of money, which he used to buy a piece of land. Denke tried farming, but this failed and Denke sold it as a result. Denke purchased a house on what is now Stawa Street, but inflation forced him to sell it. Denke still refused to move out and lived in a small apartment to the right of the house's ground floor. He also ran a nearby shop where he sold meat, which most speculate to have contained human remains. Denke volunteered as a cross-bearer and organist at the local Lutheran church, and was well liked in his community, often affectionately referred to as Papa by the community. Denke quit his membership in the church in 1906. Murders. Karl Denke, for unknown reasons, began murdering homeless vagrants and poor travelers. His first known victim was Otto Launer in 1903. 6 years later, in 1909, he killed 25-year-old Emma Sander. Another slaughterhouse worker, Edward Trautmann, was found guilty of her murder and sentenced to 12 years, but was released after the truth was discovered. His last known victim was Rockhus Pollock. Denke also kept a ledger recording his murders. He is also believed to have sold the flesh of his victims as meat to unsuspecting customers. Arrest, suicide, and aftermath. On December 20, 1924, a homeless man named Vincent Olivier escaped Denke after he attempted to kill him with an axe, slashing his scalp with it. He was found by a coachman named Gabriel and the authorities were alerted. Denke was arrested and questioned. He was placed in a holding cell, where he hanged himself just 2 days later with an unspecified ligature, the exact nature of which varies from account to account. Denke's home was searched and police found the gruesome truth of his murders and cannibalism. While the exact number of his victims is unknown, Denke's ledger had 31 names recorded, including Olivier, the escaped victim, confirming at least 30 victims. But due to the large number of body parts found in his home, Denke's body count was estimated to be as high as 42 or even higher. A detailed report of what was found includes 16 femurs, of which 1 pair of remarkably strong ones, 2 pairs of very thin ones, 6 pairs and 2 left femurs, 15 medium-sized pieces of long bones, 4 pairs of elbow bones, 7 heads of radii, 9 lower parts of radii, 8 lower parts of the elbow, a pair of upper shin bone, a pair of lower elbows and radii, of which extremities still remain well connected, a pair of upper arms and a pair of upper arm heads, a pair of collar bones, 2 shoulder blades, 8 heels and ankle bones, 120 toes and phalanx, 65 feet and metacarpal bones, 5 first ribs and 150 pieces of ribs. Decades later, the case of the Zaibas cannibal remains mostly forgotten. Still, much about Denke's life, motives, methods, and even the exact number of victims remains unknown. Even the only known photograph of him, the picture above, was taken after his death. References. Sources: Silking, P. ed. 1979. Man Bites Man, The Scrapbook of an Edwardian Eccentric, J. Lensman Limited, London. ISBN 09005150-15-5. Further reading: Blazek, Matthias, 2009. Karl Denke. Karl Grohmann und Friedrich Schumann. Zwei Serien Morder und den Zwanziger Jahren. Stuttgart. pages 133-34. ISBN 978-38382-00279. Martingale, Moira, 1993. Cannibal Killers. The Impossible Monsters. London, Robert Hale. Pages 34-35. ISBN 0-7090-5034-8. External links 1. Other short article, 2.